folks, and welcome once again to Wrestling Showdown. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button. Thank you for joining me. Now, you've just seen footage of how Prince Asad and Saqib Ali became the tag team champions, and earlier this week you heard comments from them here on the network. At least I assume you did, because if you hit the subscribe button you'd be notified when their video went online. If you didn't hit the subscribe button, go back and hunt for it. It's there. That's why you should subscribe, so you'll get notified whenever Showdown goes up, whenever all the other cool videos go up as well. Whenever content goes on the network, you will find out about it first. So hit subscribe. It's just one button click, that's all. But speaking of the tag team champions, they've got a title defence coming up in just a moment. They must put the belts on the line against a team of Looking Sharp and Jonathan Richards. Not a regular tag team, certainly here in W3L, but are they going to make history by becoming tag team champions in their first ever time of asking? Or will Asad and Ali find a way to retain those titles yet again? Let's find out as we venture down to ringside for some tag team championship action.
The following contest is for the W3L Tag Team Championships. Standing in the corner to my left, they are the challengers. It's the team of Johnny Richards and Lou King Shaw! And standing in the corner to my right, they are the current reigning and defending W3L Tag Team Champions. It's the team of Prince Asad and Saqib.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordes with your Wrestling Showdown. I'm about to say defence of the Tag Team Championship. The current champions, Prince Asad and Saqib Ali, taking on the new, is the best way to put it, I think, team of Looking Sharp and Jonathan Richards. Now, you obviously familiar with the Tag Team Champions. I'm sure you saw how they defeated previous champs Dave Jeremy and Liam Thompson to get those championships. Looking Sharp you'll be familiar with as well. He's appeared a couple of times here on Wrestling Showdown at some live W3L events as well. Richards is making his W3L debut here, and what an opportunity for him to get a tag team championship match in the early going. Referee just making the last minute checks for the calls, the bell gets somebody. So, you may be wondering, well, this crowd don't like the champions. You may be wondering why we've got an odd team like Sharp and Richards. This is, to the best of my knowledge, the first time we've ever teamed up before, certainly here in W3L. And mainly the reason is that, as I understand it, Asad and Ali have been very reluctant to go up against any of the kind of ranked challengers that W3L management are attempting to put them against. If you joined us for our Summer Showdown Spectacular, you saw that they narrowly managed to retain their belts by defeating Jason Reed and Kevin Williams, and they apparently flat refuse to face them again. They have no interest in the alliance, a contingency plan, any of those things. Obviously management want them to be active champions and put their champion on the line. So, because they kind of were unwilling, is that or something, to face any notable teams here in W3L, management decided to go out with and put together this combination of Looking Sharp and Jonathan Richards. And you might think, well, is there any point in that? It's an odd combination. But you could argue that about Dave Jeremy and Liam Thompson. They kind of came together out of circumstance more than anything else, and they found that they had chemistry and they became tag team champions. And I'm sure we'll see them in tag action again in the not too distant future. So this could be a big opportunity for Looking Sharp and for Jonathan Richards to become tag team champions in their first time of asking. And Sharp striking first blood, as it were, with Prince Asad. I thought hopefully he hasn't drawn blood, but yeah. The interesting thing as well is that if you are familiar with Looking Sharp, you know that he's not normally very popular. Much like it seemed with Dewey Ledge in the past few weeks, where the crowds have taken to him, and that seems to be the situation here this week in Showdown, is that Looking Sharp, everybody seems to be firmly on his side. It's a little odd, I will admit, but you know, if it works for him, why not? Maybe he's turned over a new leaf. We've certainly seen his matches here in the past against Grado, for example. He's been a triple threat match as well. So we know that he's a very capable athlete. He's Looking Sharp. Asad's got control of the arm, it looks like. Certainly Asad and Ali are going to have the teamwork edge. Obviously not just because of the tag champs, but because they've teamed together way more often than Richards and Sharp. And it looks like Asad's wanting to bend some rules here, although that's hardly a surprise as well. A standing switch. Looking Sharp, showing off some of his wrestling prowess. And here's a man who has had a great start to his career. He's only been going a short number of years as well. But he's been wrestling all over the country. He's really made a big name for himself. He started training some wrestlers through the west of Scotland as well. Recently he was over in mainland Europe running some training classes. This is a guy with a lot of ability. He doesn't always show it necessarily. Sometimes the only thing about Looking Sharp you know is he has a very loud mouth, but he does have a lot of ability, and if he bring that to bear as he starts dancing on Prince Asad's hand, it looks like, if he can bring that to bear, we might end up with new tag team champions. And of course the tag ranks have been like the veritable hot potato here in W3L, championship bouncing around from team to team. Asad taking that shortcut there. So we may see new tag champs this week. Obviously the current champions don't want that to happen, understandably. But this crowd seems to be firmly on the side of Sharp and Richards. Then knee lift by Prince Asad, cuts off Looking Sharp. And Sharp, lovely move. Now there's, you see your environment, there's knowing where you are. And he just throws himself through the air with that clothesline and goes in for a cover. And that was perilously close. A few more of those and I think Looking Sharp is going to be looking like a champion. And we got our first tag. And in comes Jonathan Richards. Nice double clothesline. An elbow drop, some teamwork here. Sharp and Richards perhaps have been training together and preparing for this. I'm not sure how much leading time they had from management. It's the fact that we're getting a tag title shot, but they've obviously got some kind of coordination. Jonathan Richards, the least experienced man in this match, and again this is his first ever time in W3L, certainly here in Showdown. Sharp just poised, and a double foot stomp on the arm of Prince Asad. Now that's a good way of cutting off any potential game plan or any potential comeback as well, because how's he going to do that? The bad arm. And you see Richards and Sharp, rapid tags, that's usually the key to tag team wrestling. Keep the opponent in your corner, keep the fresh man in. Richards going for a cover. Richards has a wealth of potential. He's been getting out and about as well. Can only go in for a year or two, but has certainly become very well established. He's started wrestling throughout Scotland, indeed down in England as well. Wales is another place that he's been. He's really kind of, as he's, oh, lovely head scissors, not something we normally see from him, and goes straight for the cover. And he's not going to let this one slip up. If he can get a chance at a pinfall attempt, he's going for it. Richards has really been establishing himself in many ways. He's a bit like Looking Sharp. Sometimes he's a bit of a loud mouth and can be a bit on the arrogant side. But certainly in this case, the crowd like the pair of them. and it's working for them, so fair play to them both. Asad slides to the floor, and Ali comes in. Now, this isn't Lucha Libre rules. You do have to tag. You can't just leave the ring. Although, as I say that, Saqib, the pinfall clearly counted. That was just a blind tag that I missed. If there was, I do apologise. There's been some fast-paced action here. And just throttling, looking sharp on the top rope. And the veteran, Saqib Ali, since 2010 he's been going. So he's got a wealth of experience compared to everybody else in this match. It goes to the cover. Richards distracting the ref. It's actually benefiting his partner here. You see Sharp was out barely after one. And now, of course, the champions are going to complain that that was cheating and that they would have had the victory otherwise. Because it took them cheating to retain the title against Reed Williams. It took them cheating to win the title in the first place. I'm sure you've seen the footage of that. The match was came up on Showdown not all that long ago, back in July. And the champs have Sharp trapped in the wrong half of the ring. And they're going to seek to isolate him. As Asad hits a leg drop. Just for the two. You should remember that Prince Asad, the originator of the Royal Open Challenge. This whole building vibrates as the fans will on, looking Sharp to fight out this chinlock. The Royal Open Challenge. I mean, credit to Asad, he opened up to anybody. He never knew who he was going to have to face. It didn't always go his way. At one point he ended up having to face two men at once. But then Saqib Ali answered it and said, why don't we just team up instead? That's what they did, and they faced, as we saw them recover, they faced the then champs Jeremy and Thompson, and of course the rest is history. And Sharp were right into the boot of Saqib Ali. And the champs are a fine tag team. They work really well together. So they're very good at like things like that, like the double teaming, knowing that it's time to put a boot on the ropes and to win their opponent's head. Little things like that. Their teamwork is very, very good. And it will be a difficult pair of champions to defeat, I think. Mainly because they seem to be wrong to bend and break the rules wherever possible. But it's in a different way, the contingency plan though. I'd say that Asad and Ali are much more kind of sneaky about things. They don't do anything too flashy either. You notice that it's a lot of just chokes and stomps because they don't need to do anything flashy. The whole object is to win the match. It's not about entertaining anyone. It's about getting a 3 count or a submission, retaining the title in whatever way you can, and they're very good at it. And Asad, that big forearm, charged across the ring. Sharp was being held up by those ropes. If his arms moved, he would collapse. And he sunk down to his knees. And looking Sharp was taking a heck of a beating here. Again, he's got a ton of talent. He's very resilient. A hell of a wrestler. But he can only take so much. Asad strutting like Jackie Fargo. Hang on. Sharp has found himself a second wind. And a big clothesline. Now, Sharp's not the biggest man in the world. He's often a lot on the smaller side compared to some of his opponents. But he does have a lot of natural strength, obviously, and does work out a bit as well. He may not have huge muscles like a Tim Wiley, but he has a lot of inherent strength. He's very wiry, but he is surprisingly strong, and that clothesline proved it as he nearly decapitated Prince Asad. I don't think he knows what day it is, let alone where his tag team partner is. Tags made. And one other side, then comes the fabulous Jonathan Richards, as he's often referred to. And these men all know each other pretty well. I'm sure they've trained together in the past. And Richards, a house of fire here, showing some great athleticism. Again, think about it from his point of view. His first time in W3L, and he has the opportunity to be a tag team champion. It's a massive accolade. Some people go years and never get a title shot in W3L. And a big right hand drops Saqib Ali. Richards going forward, he's got him up. And he's spinning around. He may have caught the ref as he went past. That's not a move we often see, as the airplane spin. But who took the worst of that one? Both men stumbling. He's saying up top. Now, if I were him, I may have gone for a pinfall attempt. But it's his match. Richards, I'm sure, knows what he's doing. Doesn't need to worry. Assad's on the floor, even looking sharp, recovering in the ring apron. And he hits the splash. I thought he'd missed it, but he caught it afterwards. So what was coming, landed his feet and hit the splash. Saqib couldn't roll it the way. Asad off the ropes. Big reverse neck breaker. But looking sharp's back in. And runs through Asad once again. But Sharp is the weakest man in this match. He's taken the biggest beating, the most sustained beating. And he just kicks Prince Asad. Nearly takes his head off his shoulders there. Saqib's got a waist. Ah, super kick. Just biding his time. And a roll up. Hang on, we may have new tag team champions here. But not quite yet. On, he's caught the ref again. And a low blow. That's how they won the belts in the first place. It was a low blow and Dave Jeremy did it. This one's on Jonathan Richards. And that does it. Saqib Ali gets the pin.
And still, the W3L Tag Team Champions, Prince Asad and Saqib Ali!
So there is your official announcement. The champions retain those belts. Now, of course, that's how they won them. Saqib Ali with a low blow. Dave Jeremy rolled them up, got the pin. I believe it was a title belt to the heads that defeated Good Williams at the Showdown Summer Spectacular. So it takes another low blow, Jonathan Richards. And say what you want, they may be a makeshift team. This would be the first time they've teamed up. But Sharp and Richards put in one fantastic effort. I would think that management have got to give them a rematch. They did so well together. Richards impressed so much in his first appearance here in W3L. Hopefully we'll see him back very soon, looking sharp as well. But they came within a hair's breadth of being the new champs. But of course it took a low blow and some cheating for the champs to retain the title. No shame at all in Sharp and Richards' performance. On another night, I think that belt would have been theirs, that championship would have been theirs. But rightly or wrongly, Asad and Ali have kept the titles.
You're listening to these scumbags, right? I'm not a hog coming out here and slapping you in the face, right? We are the best. Wrestlution, anyone in the UK, the world. We'll see you there.
Whoa! This is the W3L, right? This is Scotland we're talking about, one of the most prestigious companies in the United Kingdom, and you're throwing out challenges, boys? Well, let me tell you something. If you don't know who I am, you don't know British wrestling, because I am the Wonder Kid, Johnny Storm, one of the pioneers, one of the future, one of the legends. And believe me, boys, when you throw around things like being the best in this country, you've got a lot to live up to. So how about November 10th? I might bring myself to Scotland. Wait a minute. Why not bring my tag team partners to Scotland? Say, the Phoenix Jodie Flush, and we have ourselves a tag team championship match. And we will find out, boys, once and for all, who is the best this country has to offer. And I can assure you, for 20 years, it's been me and Jodie Flush. Get ready, November 10th, we're coming for you.
Wow, what a turn of events, ladies and gentlemen. Asad and Ali retain the title, albeit in controversial fashion. They threw out an open challenge and immediately it's answered by Johnny Storm. If you know anything about British wrestling, you'll know that he and Jodie Flesh and others like him are the architects of modern British wrestling. There wouldn't be a wrestling scene in the UK right now without those guys, and they're coming to Wrestlution to challenge for the Tag Team Championship. As if Blondie Barrett challenging for the heavyweight title wasn't an amazing enough match for Wrestlution. Now we've got Fleisch and Storm against Asad and Ali for the tag titles. That is going to be phenomenal. And speaking of tag team action, that takes to our live events you've got coming up at the end of October, and in particular October 27th in Glenrothes. Now, as you know, the night before we're in Galashiels, then we're in Glenrothes on the 27th for 2 live events. The Glenrothes one is our 200th live W3L event, and the main event will be a huge tag team match. The contingency plan must take on Mike Musso and Joe E. Legend. Now, both of those men have had many problems with the contingency plan. They did just have problems with each other as well, but I'm assuming that's just been glossed over. But there you go. So they will face the contingency plan in the main event of our 200th live event. Legend will also be in action in Galashiels the night before, as will Mike Musso and all your other favourite W3L stars. This is 2 big opportunities for you to come and see us live, because nothing beats seeing W3L live. Head to our website, W3LWrestling.com, to get your tickets. Use Showdown as a coupon code for 20% off them as well. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to this channel, use the hashtag W3L Wrestling Showdown when you talk about this show, when you talk about the fact that Johnny Storm and Jodie Flesh are coming to W3L, and then come back here in 7 days' time for more exciting Wrestling Showdown.